Welcome back to my channel. Today's conversation and topic is a serious one, likely one that most people don't think about whatsoever. But to sort of tie together all of the truths that need to be unveiled um, about the corporations and the politicized movements and the division and the confusion and how this is more spiritual than people want to be aware of. I think it's crucial that we speak about the blood, particularly the Red Cross. Um, they're the ones that do the blood drives, take your donations. They're always saying that they need more, which never made sense to me anyway. Um, And then I started doing some digging and some research. And I started learning much more about their role and others in the collection of blood, the distribution of blood, and who exactly the purchasers are of said blood. And it's not what most people think. Most people think that this is a supply that goes to our local hospitals or to serious events that take place, like a hurricane disaster or an earthquake disaster or tornado disaster where many people are injured and need blood. Those are the common things that we think of for the reasons to have these drives, right? These events to collect more of the blood. Now, I personally know some people who donate blood often, some of which have very rare blood, and so they will donate the plasma. And I got to thinking about this the other day. We have blood plasma. The sun is made of plasma. Jupiter is plasma. Venus is plasma. There are many things about the human body that are like the microcosm of the solar system or the universe at large in a macrocosmic way. Um, our eyes look just like a galaxy. So, and Nassim Haramein talks about how we have black holes within our body, much like the universe, the center of the universes have a black hole. So there are many similarities. And I'm just really wondering, um, intuitively guided to ponder this blood plasma. Would that not essentially be where our soul is stored? Our true intelligence, our DNA memory, consciousness is in the plasma of the blood. And since I do know that some rather nefarious things take place on the end of the uh, sale and purchasing exchange when it comes to the bloods. And most of the people that are donating their plasma that have the rare blood types, the majority of them are impoverished people who need the money because they pay better money to give of the plasma instead of just the blood. So are you essentially selling your soul when you when you sell your plasma? And if you're donating it, are you essentially giving it away for free, a piece of your soul? Um, and I have a reason to ponder this and ask this actually, because there are other races of beings amongst us on this planet. And I know that a lot of people find that very hard to believe, but it is very real. It's very true. And our intelligence agencies of America know this very well. They have their own lists of 57 known species, friend, foe, and neutral, and what system they come from. This is a very real thing. This is not something that's made up. It's not a phony story. It's not a fairy tale. I don't care what fact checker tries to say that it's wrong. It's not. Um, I've seen it with my own eyes on their websites, and paid dearly for daring to go and look at something that was public information, I might add. So I'm now more determined than ever for everyone to know of that truth. And there were some disturbing beings on that list, ones that I wish were just a fairy tale or a figment of someone's imagination or a mythological creation, such as reptilian or the vampire, both of which are known to be um, consumers of this particular topic that we speak on. In movies and stories that have come out in the past 10 years or so, there have been some truths unveiled unknowingly to the viewing public of these consumptions. Some are in the form of substance abuse, some in the form of this is merely the way that they survive. This is what they need to survive. And of course, those stories have been around for a very long time, about the vampire. We're very familiar um, that that's what they do. And that's not a fairy tale. That's not a lie. That's not imaginary, made up stuff. That was part of the truths that was given to you for you to do with what you will. But I think it's very important that we consider that with the cross that does the drives that's red, because they're under the guise of being something for good, much like other things are. And they're truly not all that great. So I want to share a video that I found with you for educational purposes so that you can better understand and get a scope of what I'm saying here, you know. So I'm not going to play the sound because if I do that, you can't hear me speak. So I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to move this over some. Bear with me just a moment so that I can see myself and my screen and everything going on. Okay. So I'm just going to leave the closed captioning on so that you can read on the screen. Because a lot of times I have to be sort of witty about the way I word some things. Plasma, rich in proteins. What else is it rich in? And in the video that I made a couple of nights ago, if you haven't watched it, I forget the title of it. It's not the one about the mystery skull and JFK, it's the other one. Um, there's a lot more detail about the corporate connections. And a lot of people who donate it or sell it end up sick. And oftentimes, people who are given the donation, that can also happen to them. But I can tell you from personal experience that it doesn't matter how badly you're injured, they really don't want to have to give you blood in the hospital if they don't have to, which I find to be very curious. 311,000 donations. Wow. Yes, their message is very clear. It saves lives, but whose lives? Whose lives are we saving? That should be the question. Whose lives? And, I'm sorry, but you have to read the closed captioning um, so that we can be careful what's being said. But they're speaking in Swedish dialect anyway. You wouldn't be able to understand them unless you speak Swedish. Now, I always offer you the juice to help get your blood sugars back up so you don't pass out. Now, this is an important part right here. In the production of drugs. What? Let's just back that up. Let's back that up just a bit. Read that again. The bottom line is a questionnaire that they have to fill out. The very last line in very small letters. Hmm. The adrenal glands is a key word there. The first part of that is the key word for the type of drugs that are made from this. And again, I have to be careful. Sold to private companies. They don't advertise that. 320,000 donations a year in one country alone. And that's including the plasma. And look at the smile on his face. He's certainly happy about that. Only 20% of the plasma is used directly in hospitals. And they will do their absolute best to keep from giving you that transfusion. I promise you. I promise you. I've experienced it myself, and my child has experienced it. What is a fractionation industry? The pharmaceutical industry. Of course it is. Oh, the humanitarian institution. Yeah, see, we're all naive. We're all naive in regards to this. This is what I want to make you aware of. And we all have this innocent idea that it's going to be used for our local hospitals and to help save lives of good people that are human people. Human lives is what we think we're saving by donating. Or even when we sell it. I mean, nobody's walking in there and selling their blood knowing that it's going to save some other being's life, right? It's just not how we're thinking. 57% of your blood volume is made of plasma. Plasma is 90% water, 10% protein. Okay, we know that water is life. So I will argue my case again. Is this where our consciousness truly resides and our soul? Very lucrative business. Why? Why would it be a lucrative business? Who in the world needs so much of this type of a supply? Why is the supply and demand so high on this particular market? Is anybody asking that question? Are any of you asking that question? Does it matter? Because I think it should. I demo think it should. We're not just louche instance of energy vampires. We're louche to the blood sucking ones as well. They just can't get away with going around doing it the same way they used to in modern day. They have to find a new sneaky way to do it. So then that begs the question, who in our top echelons of control of corporate heads or the pharmaceutical industries, the medical industries, the governments of the world, who that are the heads are aware of this? Who knows, really? Because, like I said, our three-letter intelligence agencies know, and they had it in plain sight until somebody like me walked in and looked, and now it's not findable on their websites, not accessible to the public. But it certainly was when I found it. It was right there in plain sight, in public view, for anybody that dared to walk through the door of the vault. And now it's hidden. Now, since I've found it, it's hidden. It's not something that the public can access and know about. Okay. So she's getting a treatment to help build her immune system. We'll skip past this a little bit. They're also getting the blood that the hospitals collect. Plasma pools. They have to make sure that the samples are healthy and that they're kept at the right temperature. Who's receiving them? And who are the drugs being created for? Who are the top purchasers of such a market? These are questions that should be asked and answers found on them. And here's another question to ask. Because I've often joked and said that the reptilians live in Sweden, and that's why Sweden and Switzerland stay neutral to all of the politics and whatnot of the world. They're the ones that house the majority of the blood, even the blood that comes from the US. I find that very interesting. They also are the largest seed storage bank in the world, which also I find interesting. So you see, you're donating your blood in the United States. It's being sold in Switzerland. Mhm. Perfectly legal for them to give you money to take your blood. Perfectly legal. Maybe that's the only way they could get us to donate any. They had to bribe us. For what? Who are we supplying? Who are we helping? And what did we really do to help? Did we sell a piece of our soul? I don't know. You tell me. These are just questions that run around my head. I have no definitive answers. Just food for thought. What are we doing? Like a blood drive at the church now? You can continue to call it a donation, but you're getting paid. You're getting paid, but they're still calling a donation to make you feel good about handing over your what? most precious commodity, maybe for more reasons than you really know. It's precious. Now, people don't get paid very good to give their blood, not even the plasma, though it is a better price than just the blood alone. The poverty stricken people who are desperate for cash are the ones that are selling, but it's being called donating, their most precious commodity. Hmm. No cameras in there. Interesting. On public property. Hmm. So they hook you in by being a new customer and they lessen the price. But what families are we helping? What families are we helping? Because I know in my family, two people, myself included, needed blood, lost a lot of blood. And they did not want to give me any blood come hell or high water. They did not want to give me blood. They did not want to give my daughter blood. Come hell or high water, they did not want to give us the blood. That is supposed to be the whole reason that we do these drives, these donations, to save lives. Whose lives are we saving? What lives? What lives, ladies and gentlemen, are we truly helping? Hmm. What is this? Let's back this up just a little bit so that we can understand the context. So they've got people out here on the street soliciting. And the plot thickens. security didn't like them. They're asking questions. Why is it bothering them so much? See, he don't know what it is they're doing that's wrong, but he feels it in his bones. He knows it ain't right. Look, we got cops coming over, running them off. Hmm. Felt like they was harassing him. It don't look like he's been harassing anybody to me. That's some shit. Oh, look, back on the farm. Oh, well, we don't get to know what he's saying. Yeah, I mean, how does that make you feel? Not just are they making drugs from our blood that's donated, but the majority of the ones that are donating the blood that is used are from drug addicts who need more money to get their fix. The whole thing's a racket. How do you know it didn't come from paid donors? I bet it did, but they're lying through their ass. Unless we could actually see the paperwork ourselves, which most of it's blurred and redacted. I'm not going to take their word for it. We can't see that for sure. All we know is what he's telling us. I'm telling you, trust nothing, question everything. That's the key. Trust nothing, question everything. Because it's all connected and it all matters. It all matters. It's compensation for your donation. Hmm. Yeah, see, he's going to backtrack now. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know that they're actually getting paid. Yeah, they're getting paid. Anywhere in America, you're donating blood plasma, you're getting paid. Unless you're just going to some blood drive and donating it, like the legit straight up donation way. Yeah, this dude looks like he's full of bullshit. And you know what that really is all about? Do you know what mad cow disease is really all about? Do you know what causes mad cow disease in cows? Cannibalism. Cannibalism. When the cow is fed foods They come from another bovine. It creates mad cow disease. Sounds like what Hillary had. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna bump through all that and we'll go to about right there. Let me let it load. If you have any questions, please send them in writing and we will completely and promptly document your name and address, put you on the list, and you'll never get your straight answer. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hmm, interesting. This would be another good term for everyone to look up and investigate a little further and follow the money. They're like, nope, we're not answering your questions. See you later. Bye. Get out. Whoa, that's a lot of money. Hmm, imagine that. What? Stop it. What is this? Hold on. Uh-uh. Read that again. Portuguese Prime Minister arrested for corruption. Took funds from him. Oh my God. Imagine that. Hmm. Illuminati symbol. Oh, well, that got a little serious. Hmm. No, that none of them would be answered. Imagine that. Hmm. Private. You know he's sweating bullets right now. I sure as hell would be. Huh. Ask the police to let us know that he can't talk. That was fast. Why would the police show up so quickly to defend this man? Why would they? Anybody got any guesses? Why would they? Because this, ladies and gentlemen, this goes way beyond any kind of fairy tale or storybook or movie or conspiracy theory that you could imagine. This is much deeper. These tentacles, they wrap around everything. They're the driving force behind all of the corruption, if you want my opinion. But I'll let you be the judge. Just start asking the questions. The truth will set you free.